And welcome back to my videos. Today I'm looking at drag and dictate 4 and using the transcription option. Great for transcribing lectures or minutes from a meeting. What drag and dictate 4 does, it analyses the actual audio file, then transcribes it into text. It's really important you actually correct each profile to improve that accuracy and use the correct source. So I'm going to create a source here by clicking Add Transcription Source. Now, I've got an actual demo sample here called Andy Thomas. It's a conspiracy history of the world, and I'll leave the link so you can access that. Really interesting, worth a look at. Add a transcription source, leave it on transcription, and pop in a name. So I'm going to call this Andy Thomas. And click continue. So for different speakers or different sources, you can then create different profiles. Then it will be specific to them and more accurate, because you will be correcting them. Give that a second to analyse it. Now what it's going to ask me to do is find the actual audio file, the actual original source that I've recorded from, that speaker. So before I click on Andy Thomas, I want you to look at the top here and you can see the supported files you can use. You can choose various types from AIF right through to WAV. I'm using WAV in this instance, and I've recorded this audio file through a speaker in YouTube on my computer. So the source is not 100% clear, but I don't want it to be clear, because you could be recording from a lecture or minutes from a meeting and you could have background noise. So I just want to see how good it is. So I'm going to select that and click open. Now it's going to analyse the audio file and start transcribing the text. It will take around about 2 to 4 minutes and pull out about 60 seconds of transcribed text for me then to go over and correct specific for that speaker. So I'm going to leave that a while. And while it's doing that, it doesn't actually play back the audio file, so you can't hear the original audio. But what I'm going to do is play that back for you as well, so you can listen to the audio.
And in Elizabethan England, we find the seeds of what would become the British Empire. Because, it may seem incredible today, but once upon a time, Britain effectively ruled nearly 2/3 of the world. And I'm not saying that was done for good reasons or by good means, because it certainly wasn't. But the seeds of that were very much in the Tudor times. Queen Elizabeth I was very influential. They defeated the Armada. There were many plots and conspiracies that you could pick out from Tudor times. And indeed, if you read my book, Conspiracy.
So now the transcription is done. By looking at it quickly, it doesn't look that accurate, but remember, I've recorded it from a speaker, so the original source isn't that clear. If you're actually in a lecture, the source will be much better. So now I can go over the text, and as you see, I just hover over it, highlight sections. And the reason for that is that I can click on that section and have that read back and check it. So let's go to the end. I'm going to tap that once and this window pops up. Now I can listen back for any errors, so I'm going to click the playback button.
Well, cutting a long story short, and if you go and see the film Anonymous about the Shakespeare conspiracy, you will see the Essex Rebellion shown in that film. Well, cutting a...
Not bad, almost accurate. There's a few errors, it's missing 1 or 2 words, but on a whole that's pretty good. So I'm going to click accept and it turns it green. Then it goes to the next section and you play that back.
And in Elizabethan England we find the seeds of what would become the British Empire. Because it may seem incredible today, but once upon a time Britain effectively ruled nearly 2/3 of the world.
I'd say it was only about 60% accurate there, but what you can do is click into it, delete, and start correcting the errors. Now this may seem time consuming, but once you've done that, when you actually import the profile later on in a speaker, it will be so much more accurate. So it's really worth spending your time doing that for each lecture. But I'm just going to click accept on everything, as if everything was fine and I've done everything. Once you've corrected everything, it will turn blue and it's done. Then I can now click the train button. It will train those corrections within that transcription and improve the accuracy for when you import audio files from that specific speaker later on. So let's finish calibrating. Now, when I've done all the corrections, I'm now going to see how accurate it is when it transcribes the audio. I'm selecting Andy Thomas again, and I'm going to click open. And I'm hoping the transcription will be a lot more accurate. And there's the transcription finished. You can see the improvements are significant compared with the original. So really worth recording lectures in minutes. Then any errors in the actual document you can correct yourself. Much better than typing it all up. Thanks for watching.